الموضوع بتاع الراجل
جاي الأستاذ محمد البحيري. اتفضل. ربع ساعة
مين؟ كاميرا 3 ولا مين؟ كاميرا 3
when I wrote my speech and I clocked it, it took about an hour. But the good news is I'm not going to go about my speech. I have a printed copy, and you can obtain this copy from Mr. Behery. I believe I gave you the print copy. I'll also leave my business cards so that if you wish to have it emailed to you, I can do so. When I was, first off, I'd like to thank everybody for allowing me the opportunity to speak today. I'd like to thank the Behery Group, the speaker, and all these very esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing I would like to do is take a little survey of the crowd. The topic of my discussion today is IT, information technology. My first question is, how many companies here today use computers regularly for their operations? You can just please raise your hand. Okay. Okay. How many plan in the future, within the year, to use computers? If you haven't raised your hand, please let it out. If you already raised your hand, don't worry about it. But how many are planning to raise your hand? Okay, that's a little disheartening. I didn't see many hands raised there. That's not it. First off, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Mohamed El-Behery. That's still I moved here, if you wish to call me that. I'm a systems engineer. I am a co-founder and co-owner of Digital-DNS. We are a technical company based in Greenville, South Carolina, in the United States. We mainly work in the southeast region, but we do go nationwide as necessary. I have several certifications which have allowed me to claim that I am an expert in computers. So among them are in Microsoft, Citrix, WorldTrack, Dell. I'm also a certified systems professional. So hopefully that will give you some merit in what I have to say today about information technology and how it will help the textile industry in Egypt move to the global market. First thing I was wanting to discuss today is the flow of business. What do I mean by that? Imagine your business is a human body. If your business is a human body, then the information that you need is the blood that flows within that body. Without this information, and if it does not flow, well, you're not healthy. So this is something I want to make sure that we have this kind of comparison. It's very important to consider that. But the things I want to discuss with that is managing with force of facts. Can your computer system do this? And can you have a paperless office? That's simply an interesting question. The one man who has a complaint in the old audience is my father. Is this better? Is this better? Okay. Manage the force of facts. Answering the hard question. Well, the first question would be, what is the hard question? Well, in this case, it is, where is your company going to be 5 or 10 years from now? How do you answer this information or this question? With information. For example, the very first company in Japan that produced a Japanese rice cooker, they are now stoning because they realized there was no market in being an electric Japanese rice cooker. They said, no, that's not where we want to go. We want to make more money in a growth market. Let's move to something else. But now they make computers, they make cameras, they make recorders. They've obviously made the right decision. How do they come out with this decision? With information. Taking advantage of a fact-based approach. Instead of saying, oh, I think we should try this idea. Come up with a reason. Reasons are based on information. Differentiating your company from the information age. The one thing I do notice about the textile industry is that there are several common denominators, and in fact that was mentioned earlier, that they have several fixed costs. And I'm guessing that many of these costs are going to be the same for the same company. So what makes it different? In my opinion, when you take information, apply it with the proper information technology system, and if you're able to make decisions quicker than your competition, then that's what allows you to be different. It allows you to separate yourself from the competition to get to the finish line first. Putting information to work. Now, what do I mean by that? Instead of just gathering information, looking at it, and making a decision, there are now software systems, computer systems that can take your knowledge as a business manager, as a business leader, put it into that software so it will reflect how you would make a decision. It will arrive at that decision faster, allow you to work on other areas so that the everyday tasks that you have to make decisions on are automated. And this will allow you to run your system or your company more smoothly, more efficiently, quicker. Again, allowing you to have separation from your competition. Getting the numbers equally, and what I mean there is the numbers shouldn't be just for the top management. This information, as you're gathering it, as you're putting it into computers, should be accessible by all your employees, allowing them to make decisions based on this information. What are you giving them then? You're giving them empowerment, the ability to help you run your company. Instead of one person having to make 20 different decisions for 20 different people, you have these 20 people, and they're able to make the decisions for you because they have that information now. And you have to trust them, of course, but that there may be a little bit involved with that. I won't go through all the different bullets because of the fact that I am a little pressed for time, so I'll just try to cover some major points in the rest of the slide. Can the computer system or network do this? Making data available every day. This is the most important point in this slide, is when you come to the realization that change is needed. A lot of times companies will gather data, make special appointments and arrangements to collect this information for a consultant to come in and help them make a decision. My question is, why wasn't that information already available? Not to say you shouldn't have consultants come in, of course, and outside view is always a welcome to you, but this should be information that you should have all the time. You may find yourself not needing consultants as much. I still think you need them from time to time since I am one. Then you have a paperless office. The only thing I'm going to talk about here is this item right here. The average Fortune 500 company will save $40 million a year, US dollars, on cutting out paper and using computerized forms. How does this save money, that much money in money? Well, for example, for every 4 or 5 paper forms that are out there in the business world, you can make one computer form. When you make a change to a form, instead of having to reprint the new form and distribute that, which takes man hours, takes resources, you have one central location that everybody accesses, and they are able to work on this form, and for that one change, at one point, at one time, you don't have to destroy the old form. It really ends up saving you a lot of time and money, and in the case of Fortune 500 companies, a lot of time and money. How the internet has changed the way we do business today. I've been listening a lot to speeches that have been made, and I see that there's definitely an interest in going to the internet. I am glad to hear that. How it will change the business today, especially music. This is what I was talking about when I wrote this. There is no presence right now, to my knowledge, on the internet as far as the reach. I've done my research as much as I possibly can. I try to keep up with what happens in my country of origination. I am originally from Egypt, and I like to hopefully see one day that something will in fact come out. Actually, with these egtext.com, that is the first thing that I have seen. But how it will change the ability to do business? There's several issues. We can write the writing of the internet wave. This is a cliche. The middleman adding the value, the way you contact your customers, is adopting of the web lifestyle and changing the boundaries of business. Now this one is where I think it's most important, especially with Egypt, where it seems like most companies still seem to be working within the region or area. Now with the web, the internet portion completely can go global very quickly and with less cost than it would to have to do it without the internet. Riding the internet wave, avoiding complacency. This is one simple point I want to make. You will hear statements from people who say, the internet will be here in 12 months, 6 months. Some people say it's here. I'm here to say they are wrong. You're thinking, oh, you're thinking it's here right now. It's not. It will be here in 7 to 10 years. And when I say here, I mean everywhere, like a television, like electricity. But right now, the internet is not here. That's why you see in America the .com companies, they fail. They fail miserably. Why? They rely 100% of their business on a fraction of the market. That's not going to work. The thing you have to try to do is let the .com or the internet or e-commerce be an appendage of an existing business, and let it be, the way I'm trying to say, let it be just an extra piece, an extra revenue generation, I guess, is what I mean to say. But don't make it your whole business. There's not enough market out there to justify it, and you will fail. The middleman must add value. I'm not sure how many companies there are middlemen, but with the internet starting to take off, people can now directly deal with the manufacturer. So why do they need a middleman? So what should the middleman do? Adoption of the internet will allow the middleman to still become a portal for all the customers to be able to find the commerce that they need. So the middleman becomes online. And this is the best way to make the transition for that middleman. Touch your customers. With the internet, this touches on a phrase that I've been hearing several times today, value added. So instead of having just your salespeople call, or the customer being able to call easily, or being able to obtain your services, if you give them an internet page, a way of contacting you, of utilizing the web, that is user-friendly, that is enjoyable to use, even if they can change it to the way they like the colors, they will continue to come to that site and will allow them to feel more comfortable working with you in more than one fashion. Not just the phone, not just the fact that now it's the internet. Adopting the web lifestyle. Second point is what I would like to talk with. The line between television and the internet will be starting to become, it will not be sort of cut and dry. It will not be television and computers. They are starting to come together. This is important because as that happens, it makes it easier for people to access, of course, the internet, increasing the market share, giving more reasons to invest into the internet, into an information system, so that you'll be able to become more accessible yourself to these people. I think we've been all talking about this topic today as well, getting to market first. Now, yes, I did mention a few minutes ago that the internet's not going to be here for 7 to 10 years. Does that mean wait 7 to 10 years? Of course not. Get there first. Establish that you've been there, have the experience, you've done the trial and error, you know the do's and don'ts, the things you should do and should not do in the internet. You've gotten that out of your way while it was still young, so that when it does mature and hits full swing, you're there and you've already got the experience to be able to carry you up to the demand that will happen. Manage knowledge to improve strategic thought. When you collect data now without computers, how recent do you think it is? It's probably maybe a week old, 2 weeks old. Information that you needed to make decisions may be outdated. As time goes on, I'm noticing something. The 80s were about quality. The 90s were about re-engineering. 2000 and the millennium is about velocity. If you're getting information that's 2 weeks old, and the competition is getting information that's 2 minutes old, who do you think is going to be making the better decision? If they have an infrastructure or a computer structure in place, that's what we call it in my industry, infrastructure, they will be able to come about a correct decision faster than you. And talking about what I was earlier about the creating distance between the competition, they may be doing it to you instead of to them. Okay. Then I will move to the end. Best to have methods of communication with your employees. And for one of the best ways to do this is with a computer system. Instead of having them knock on your door or call, which is fine, email or a net meeting, anything of that nature will allow better flow of information, better communication throughout your organization. It can only benefit you as far as the company is concerned. Dealing with punctuated chaos. Now what I mean by that is, as you start to explore, and hopefully you will, computers, there are so many options and so many different things that you can do. It can become chaotic as far as your choices, and you may acquire too many things and have no organization to it whatsoever. So my point is, try to establish first a game plan. Sit down and discuss what you need, then discuss what you need to purchase. Don't purchase it all at first because you'll spend way too much money. That makes no sense from a business standpoint. What you need to do is buy something small, and what you want to be is scalable. And what I mean by scalable is you can start small and grow as your needs and your business grow. Capitalizing on a cognitive niche. Basically, in that, textiles is the niche still and stuff as broad as it is. And with the internet and with e-commerce, you can utilize a business to customer or business to business as far as your vendors and as far as your suppliers and as far as your business customers. And you can capitalize on the niche that you have so they will either want you to e-commerce. I do thank you for your time. The one thing I'd like to leave you with, and now I'm going to walk on back. If you leave with anything that I've said today, leave with this. The internet is coming. E-commerce is coming. If not done right, or if not done at all, you will be left behind. Plan it well, and make sure that you allow yourself the opportunity to become a global presence in the global market. Without this, the competition will utilize it, and they will be. And that's not what we want here. I hope you guys consider that very soon. Thank you very much.
Mohamed was very, I haven't seen you since this 6 years because we were coming home in North Carolina with the bus. It was just when I don't recognize you. And the team had a very good to be proud, very good presentation, and this is one of the things of the, as they say, this is of the day. Computer ده هو الموضة بتاع الأيام دي والحقيقة you have to take a lot of it and we will be discussing.